And now, from your local election headquarters, the only locally produced political talk show discussing the issues that matter to you. This is Big Country Politics on KTAB.
Well, thanks for being here for this week's edition of Big Country Politics. I'm Victor Sotelo. First, it's been called a deadly stretch of highway by Abilene Police Chief Stas Standridge. Accidents on Interstate 20 have killed many people from young to old and even a police detective. But now the Texas Department of Transportation says it hopes that they have the money to widen a stretch of I-20 in East Abilene, hoping the new 6 lanes will make it safer. KTAB's Claire Kreitz has the story.
We've reported it time and time again. Another crash on Interstate 20, many of those fatal.
We have 2 dead daughters, 11 and 14. Whew, sorry.
This press conference from Police Chief Stan Standridge was after 2 teen girls were killed in a traffic accident on I-20 near 351 in 2018.
Today we lost 2 precious kids.
This hitting the community hard, but sadly not the last fatal accident on this stretch of road. Almost a year ago to date, we reported the Texas Department of Public Safety was looking at ways to widen this part of the interstate. Now, those plans becoming more of a reality.
This is step 1 in a number of steps to come that will help us to improve that accessibility for our great city.
TxDOT has secured funding to widen I-20 to 6 lanes, starting from State Highway 351 to the Callahan County line, and is now asking stakeholders like Doug Peters for their input.
Obviously, as a representative of the business community, we want to make sure that it's minimal impact on the businesses who may be located on the access roads, the frontage roads there. Also, the businesses at 351.
Hosting a public meeting November 12th, a date Abilene Business General Manager and community member Casey Kilborn says is already on his calendar.
We got to get good information out in the public. That's why I'm going.
While Kilborn is happy to hear of TxDOT's plan to widen this particular stretch of I-20.
I think that certainly needs to happen, but it also lends to the next question, and I'm sure they have an answer to this somewhere, or will have it, that from 351 going west towards Sweetwater and further, what's the plan for that?
But both Kilborn and Peters say this is a great first step.
Anytime our community can work to improve accessibility, to help people get in, get out, to do business here, to do their trade here, the better we all are.
In Abilene, with coverage you can count on, Claire Kreitz, KTAB News.
The meeting for the public is in 2 weeks. That's Tuesday, November 12th. It's not a formal presentation, but if you go, you'll be able to talk directly to the people who are planning the project. It's at Hillcrest Church of Christ. A native Texan is awarded the nation's highest award for valor, the Medal of Honor. President Trump presented the award. Master Sergeant Matthew Williams saved the lives of 4 Special Forces soldiers while risking his own life during an operation in Afghanistan. KTAB's Washington Bureau correspondent Anna Warnicki was at the White House for the presentation.
President Donald Trump says U.S. Army Master Sergeant Matthew Williams embodies America's finest.
It's incredible, your valor, your bravery, your strength.
Williams was on his first deployment in 2008 when he was sent on a mission to capture or kill high-value targets in the mountains of eastern Afghanistan.
When roughly 200 insurgents savagely attacked, and it was a big surprise.
Williams, a native Texan, helped 4 wounded U.S. soldiers to safety while simultaneously taking fire from insurgents.
He ran down the mountain to get support and then climbed back up with bullets spraying all around.
Texas Republican Congressman Mike Conaway says without Williams, those soldiers may not be alive.
But I can't imagine they had the slightest idea what all would go on throughout that entire 7-8 hours that gunfight lasted.
Congressman Conaway says Sergeant Williams receiving this award is special. It's rare for a Medal of Honor recipient to be an active duty soldier.
I think his responsibilities may get a little different than what they were before.
According to the U.S. Army, all officers and enlisted service members are encouraged to salute a Medal of Honor recipient, regardless of the recipient's rank.
Generals have to salute him, which would be a little odd for him as to Master Sergeant.
He represents what we all aspire to be.
Brian May, president of Angelo State University, Sergeant Williams' alma mater, says Williams is a role model and a hero.
Whether he's an alum of Angelo State or he's a proud Texan or but more specifically, he's a proud American, and the entire country is proud of him.
In Washington, Anna Warnicki, KTAB News.
And Sergeant Williams was raised north of San Antonio and graduated with a degree in law enforcement from Angelo State University before joining the Army and being assigned to Special Forces. Meanwhile, a man who served and protected the state of Texas for 25 years is memorialized in Mills County. The gymnasium at Goldthwaite High School was filled to honor Department of Public Safety Sergeant William Kesey of Brownwood. It was 4 years ago this week that Kesey died in a traffic accident while he was on his way to take part in Operation Secure Texas. That's patrolling the Texas border with Mexico. The highway where he died has been named in his honor.
I'm hoping that as the residents pass by, that they remember the sacrifices of just one of the 217 members of the Department of Public Safety that have been lost, while on duty for our department.
As we said, Kesey served for 25 years, and now his son is following in his footsteps. Still to come on Big Country Politics, Broadband in Rural America, an interview with an organization trying to enable access for everyone. We're back in 2 minutes.